This is the practice video for long, long ago. After you've had a chance to look at the music and figure out which notes you're going to be playing, I want you to go over the things to practice in this video. The first thing that we're going to work on is using your bow to play the rhythms. And then we're going to look specifically at measures 10 and 11. And then finally, we're going to talk about the form of the piece. And then it ends with a video of me playing the whole piece so you get to see what it looks like as well as hear what it sounds like. So get ready to review how to hold your violin, how to set up your left hand and your bow hand, and then you're going to warm up with an A major scale, and then we're going to start working on these things to practice.
Make sure you're holding your violin properly. Find the end button, put it up against your neck and over your shoulder, and then hug your violin with your shoulder and your chin. Stand up nice and tall. Set up your left hand properly. Hold the neck of the violin between the knuckle above the base of your first finger and the pad of your thumb. Tap, tap, tap the pad of your thumb and hover your fingers over the strings and over their tapes. Your wrist should have no bends. Set up your bow hold. Put the tip of your thumb up against the stick next to the frog and bend your thumb knuckle, and then match up the lines of the middle and ring finger on the other side of the stick. Put your other two fingers into place. The first finger should be touching the stick in between your two knuckles, and your pinky should be curved and on top as you slowly rotate the hair down onto the string.
We're going to practice the A major scale first by looking at the string finger chart. So as we play the scale, follow the laser pointer from note to note and notice the intervals in between each note. Whole steps are not touching, half steps are touching. So I am going to turn on the metronome. You're hearing quarter notes, and I am going to play half notes. That's 2 clicks per note. Get your violin set up, get your left hand set up, hover your fingers over the strings and over their tapes. Make sure your fingers are going to land on the tapes when they go down onto the fingerboard. Set up your bow hold and rotate the bow down onto the A string. Your pinky should be engaged, curved, and on top of the stick. 1, 2, ready, play. Now that you've reviewed how to set up your violin properly, how to set up your left hand in your bow hold, and now that you've also warmed up with a scale, it's time to practice the skills that you need in order to play this piece. So in this practice module, you're going to see a video of the skill that you're working on so that you have a chance to see what the fingers look like, what the bow distribution looks like. And then you're going to have a chance to practice the skill while you look at the notation on the staff. And it's important throughout this practice video that you remember that you can always pause, rewind, and review any segment that you're working on. And in fact, I encourage you to do this as often as possible so that you have a chance to practice the skill until you feel completely comfortable with it. So have fun with this. 1, 2, ready, play. Now we are going to practice the rhythm while we look at the notation on the staff. And you just saw how it was played on the previous video. So if you didn't notice, we're going to use 2 sections of bow for each quarter note. and then we're going to use one section of bow to play each eighth note, and then for the half notes we're going to slow our bow arm down and use two sections of bow, but think slow bow. And I'm going to turn the metronome on, and I want you to set up your violin, set up your left hand, set up your bow hold, rotate your bow down onto the A string at the bottom tape, and we're going to play 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so make sure you pause and rewind and practice that several times before going on. Okay, from the previous video, you saw how to practice for measures 9 and 10, and the strategy is to cover the A string and the D string with your first finger, so that that first finger on the D string, which plays E, is ready when you need it. So I'm going to turn the metronome on again to keep us steady, and I want you to set up your violin, set up your left hand, set up your bow hold. Now, find first finger on the tape and cover both the A and the D strings, and as much as possible have your fingernail facing your face. And then get your bow hand ready, rotate your bow down onto the string so you're on the A string to play the B. And we're going to play a quarter note, then rest, change strings with our bow to the E, and then rest, and then put your third finger down on the A string to play that D. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Rest. Now make sure to stop the video, rewind, and practice this a few more times before going on. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about is the form of the piece. And if you look at the music, you're going to notice that the second line is exactly the same as the last line, line 4. Now I want you to look at line 1 and compare it to line 2. They are exactly the same up until the third beat of the third measure. So line 1 is a little bit different than line 2 and 4. Finally, you should notice that line 3 is completely different. So the next thing you're going to see is a video of me playing the piece, so you have a chance to see what it looks like and what it sounds like. So make sure you pause and rewind and rewatch so that you have a chance to become completely comfortable with the piece, and then try playing along with it as well. Have fun!